Namaste, folks. Swiss ball. So find your even sitting. Let yourself do whatever swaying, wobbling. You don't want to interfere with your nervous system refinding your center of gravity. And observe the process. Scan for sensation. Notice your breath. Notice if you're even from side to side. Notice if you're even in terms of the effort from front to back, so that your back is not overworking, the front of the torso is not overworking. And we're aiming for alignment through the bones. Then take one leg forward. Let the other leg come down and out a bit, and you are bracing on the toes of the back leg, because we want to go up into a back bend and we'd like you to have some stability. So we've really got the stability from the heel of the leg in front, from the toes of the leg that's out to the side. Straight up, find the upper back bend. See if you can continue to find length in the front of the torso from breastbone all the way down to the base of the torso without sacrificing length in the back of the body. And an inhalation coming up and over the top to come out, and change legs. So the front leg is as fully extended as you can get it to be. And you want to be on a non-sliding surface with that heel. Find a position for the other toes so you're not turned here. The hips are still facing straight ahead. Press down on the hips, down into the heels and toes to lengthen through the torso before you find that upper back bend, almost a hinge at the line below your shoulder blades. And in front from the base of the breastbone. Don't let the head fall back. And again, to come out, big inhalation, come over the top. Bring yourself back to your centered sitting position. And then we're going to take a wide stance, so wide from knees to knees. And then you want to take yourself into a lunge on the ball. You decide whether you want that back leg bent or straight. So we're not looking for a narrow base of balance, unless that's where you want to be today. Go for the wide base because it allows you to get into some different musculature. And you decide, do you want to hold on to the ball? Do you want to hold on to your body? Do you want your arms somewhere else? Completely up to you. And then can you let your hips sink deeply onto the ball so that the legs start doing less and less work here and more of the work for the balancing is in the center of the body. Then find your way back out. It's oh so graceful sometimes. And again, other leg, other side. So this back foot could be an issue depending upon what your toes are dealing with. Please adjust the foot accordingly. Again, we're going for width side to side here. And although you may feel as if most of your support is coming from your working legs, bit by bit, let the hips sink further so that there's less work in the legs and more stability work through the center of the body, torso part of the body. Find your way back to your centered sitting. Then extend the legs slightly and find a forward fold where you can rest your elbows on your legs, rest your head in your hands. So we want the weight of the torso supported. We're just keeping the hips up on the ball. And forward folding. Make sure the back of the neck does not crunch into shortness. If it's easier for you to hold the weight of the top of your head in your hands, that's also okay. Next time you're ready for a big inhalation, glide yourself back up into your even sitting. Then let's head down onto the floor for a moment. You're just going to use the ball to support your forearms. You'll be on your knees and you are going to find a forearm knee plank. So remember, there's going to be a lot of support required throughout your core. Make sure you're not collapsing onto your arms. You want to keep the shoulder blades pressing into the elbows, navel pressing back toward the spine. Are you connected at the hip joints, or have things happened there? And if there's a great deal of instability today, notice the adjustments that happen through the core. Do you tend to just grip your core? It's a great education in how to have a dynamically stable core. And when you're ready to come out, back it up and get back up on top of the ball. See if you can cross your ankles. So we're narrowing the base in terms of where your feet are. If that winds up being horrible, you may find that forward or back can help. If you need to uncross, do what you need to do. So whichever ankle is in front, you're interlacing the fingers with the opposite thumb on top. Extend out, and we're going all the way up into Parvatasana. Remember, you can do this as an up and down thing, or you can continue to settle into the ball and see if you can increase the vertical length by tractioning up through the arms, letting the spine follow. The up and down will give you a different stability challenge because, of course, you're moving positions. And next time you exhale, release it. You're going to recross the ankles. So with all of these, we'd like to find more stability in the sits bones on the ball and use the pressure of the feet less and less. We'd like to, but, real life. Opposite thumb to the ankle that's in front. Shoulder blades through elbows, wrists, into fingers. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. Hopefully you're continuing and taking those arms all the way up to Parvatasana. Again, we're either changing position and feeling what's going on and keeping stability that way, or we're subtly changing position by increasing length vertically. Notice if you are holding your breath at all, because that's one way to avoid a balance challenge. Yes, your shape changes as you breathe. And then let it go. Then bring your knees a little bit wider. See if you can get to the outsides of your feet. So we have less foot surface helping to support us. If that winds up being a big challenge, use one or both hands on the ball to hold you still, because we are going to make it worse by moving the thighs in and out. Eventually, we would love to be able to center without having to use lots of arm movement or holding onto the ball to keep us in our centered alignment. But do what you need to, right? If you find yourself doing a lot of grabbing in places, a little is okay. A lot starts to interfere with feedback through the nervous system, and we want that feedback. And then come back to your even sitting. And we're going to do the last thing on the floor if we can. If that's not possible for you, the getting down on the floor on your back, just find a seated twist. Otherwise, legs are up on the ball. Take the arms out at shoulder height, and you're going to slowly roll the ball. Your legs will start to feel like they're going to fall off, so you crawl the legs a little further up, and then if your shoulder will stay down, your opposite shoulder will stay down, yes, you can roll the ball again, climb the legs up, roll the ball again. You keep exploring how far can you go into this twist, keeping the thighs together, keeping the knees relatively close. And then at the end of that gentle resistance, just hang out there for a bit, letting yourself breathe. The ball may sway a little bit side to side, let that happen. If the twist becomes too much and you start to suspect you won't be able to find your way out, start rolling the ball, just glide gently toward whence you came. Otherwise, one more breath in the depth of your twist, and then on an exhalation, let that ball roll as you walk the feet back on top. Center for a moment, and then find roll, reposition the legs, roll further. And at some point, you will either feel that there's too much tension in the torso, or you will feel your opposite shoulder and arm starting to levitate. That's your indication that it's time to stop rolling the ball and taking the legs further. You want a position that you can stay in. And then again, you're going to let, as you breathe in and out, if the ball is rolling gently to and fro with your breath, let that happen. The other thing that can happen with the ball is that as you breathe out and you're able to give in further to the twist, you may have to readjust the legs again to keep yourself from rolling the legs all the way to the floor. We want to keep the legs up on the ball on this one. And again, when you're ready to come out on an exhalation, let the feet lead the ball, and then the hips can find their centered place. Now at this point, if you decide you want to hang out here with your legs up on the ball and you have the luxury of time for relaxation, sure, go for it. If that is not the life that you lead, excellent job finding some time for yourself. Hope the rest of your day is a good one.